Well, this is the final episode on this snapper high vac. I got the 19-inch blade in and have installed it, and I found an old rewinder that I replaced the white one with this. This one's very sturdy. The other one, as you saw, was rusted out, and this whole piece then would lift off. It's sometimes hard to find one where the cord pulls the way you can use it on these machines, because the bag rides up so high that it's difficult to have a cord go up here to the handle. There really is no place for that. And as you can see, this was designed for the operator to hold the handle, the kill lever down up there with the looks like the right hand, or well, it could be either way, I guess. But anyway, you hold the kill lever with one hand and then pull the cord pretty much straight up in order to start it. And so I didn't have one that that starts that way. He's standing behind it in the picture, and that does not work with my setup, because I didn't have a one with a pull cord that you can just pull straight up. I mean, you might be able to do it, pull it straight up, but to me that's hard. So what I do is I come around this way and I put my foot there on a wheel and the deck to keep it from coming towards me, and then with the handle clamped down so it'll start. Right now it's up, but anyway, you put the clamps on there and it'll start when you pull this cord. And this mower sounds absolutely wonderful with power. I've cut with it, and the bag works. It filled up with grass. I emptied it out, and the way this works is you empty it out the back, it just dropped this trap door and everything just pours out. It's very convenient. So it's pretty great. And the other thing worth talking about is that I took off the old gas tank and put a more modern one in, and put a nice clean air filter in there and put the correct plug in there. I disabled the shut off here where you shut. The old one had a shut off on the rewinder cover where you'd turn it and shut the engine off. So there's two ways to cut this off. You can cut it off here, or you cut it off up there. In this case, there's only one way to shut it off, and that's at the handle, like most modern mowers anyway. I was able to save the original spring linkage underneath there to connect to this more modern tank, and instead of worrying about idle speed and choking and all that, you just use a primer the way you do on most of them now. So you prime this thing about once or twice and pull that cord, and it runs smooth. And the thing I wanted to mention to you guys is that this is a 3 horsepower engine, and it has plenty of power. And so the whole horsepower thing and gross torque and everything, you need to take that with a little bit of grain of salt. If you can find one of these older mowers with a 3 horsepower engine or 3.5 horsepower engine, they're awesome. They have plenty of power. If you keep them tuned up and put a sharp blade on there, it'll do the job. And especially these old snappers. I think they made these engines, Briggs, I think they made them tougher for snapper. I could be wrong about that, but that's just my general impression. So anyway, this thing is running. You'll have to take my word for it, or well, you know what? Let me start it up for you. I'll go ahead and let me get my let me get everything set up here, and you can hear it run. get this thing set in the little tripod here. All right, there we go. So I think you'll be able to see this thing and hear how great it is. I am not going to prime this because it may still be warm for when I'm running it, but if it doesn't start, then I'll prime it once or twice.